and our delay has just intensified the atmosphere and intensified how ready both the England. Over 80,000 fans in the Mexico City Stadium. All that altitude, all the preparation. The winner will face Norway after their big win against Brazil, of course, as well. I'm sure Erling Haaland and co will be watching with keen eyes and keen ears to see who they will be facing and who will then be bound, of course, for the semi-final. Of course, Mexico, everyone talks about their record at this stadium in major tournaments, in this competition, so on and so forth. Of course, England 40 years ago in this very stadium, in this very competition, going out to Argentina, trying to maybe put the past behind them with that, rewrite a little bit of history. Thomas Tuchel and co should be a watermouth and mouth-watering occasion this evening in Mexico City. When we do look at the two lineups, Mexico, well, Javier, Aguirre, quite clearly, it's not broke, don't change it. A 2-0 win against Ecuador, they're completely unchanged. Whereas Thomas Tuchel, that 2-1 win against Congo, he makes 3 changes to the 11. Out goes Spence, Madueke and Rashford. Kwanzaa, Saka and Gordon are into the 11 for the Free Lions. For Mexico, it's Raúl Rangel in goal. Back four of Jorge Sanchez, skipper Cesar Montes, Johan Vazquez and Jesus Gallardo. Midfield 3 of Eric Lira, Luis Romo and the teenage sensation Gilberto Mora, the second youngest player to start a knockout game in this competition. Only behind Pele. He did that in the 2-0 against Ecuador, and it was only by 20 days as well, so very close in on that one. And of course, a forward 3 of Roberto Alvarado, Raúl Jiménez, and their man of the moment, Julián Quiñones. As a forward 3 for the Free Lions, Jordan Pickford is in goal. For Gerald Kwanzaa, Ezri Konsa, Matt Gahey, and Nico O'Reilly. Ellie Anderson and Declan Rice continue to partner each other in midfield. Bukayo Saka and Anthony Gordon, 2 of the 3 changes out wide. Jude Bellingham supporting Harry Kane, the skipper who leads the line. 13 goals in this competition. He's passed Pele in the all-time list of top goal scorers, and he's now 2 behind, of course, as they're all flying. The big boys in terms of the race for the golden boot with Mbappe, Messi and Haaland. Kane's on 5, those 3 mentioned are on 7, so I know Harry Kane will want his side to advance to the quarterfinals. That will be the main thing, that will be the main thought process. But also probably the man to score most likely for the Free Lions. They'll be wanting to keep a keen eye on possibly his second golden boot in this competition following his 2018.
Penny for your thoughts.
Really
you think I could retire early?
On the field, both teams.
Question.
It's a very wet and windy Mexico City Stadium, of course. But, you are joining, warm welcome. An hour late, of course. That's just when everyone's been looking forward to it even more. We've had that build-up, intensity. It's an absolutely packed house, as you would expect. This should be an old time. We've had some great games in this tournament over the summer, from the group stages to the round of 32 to the round of 16. Cape Verde, Argentina the other night was absolutely superb. The game previous in New York, New Jersey, between Brazil and Norway. Erling Haaland and co making a cracker out of that. I don't see how this doesn't do anything different.
I've got an idea for a business online, and I'll use wits harmony to make the web.
Visual is the boss in charge of this one,
Side.
and I'm sure
Any site you can imagine.
as both of these sides lock horns in search of a quarter-final destination. Realistically, it's been a great competition for all Mexico, unbeaten, only conceding 1 goal, and that was against South Africa on opening night. Whereas England, they've had a great competition as well. Perhaps a Congo game, going 1-0 down early on, was a disappointment. But Harry Kane's brace in the second half did mean that they came back. As we are just about to get underway. Mexico, of course, in the usual green, white and red. We'll go from left to right. England in the all-white with navy shorts and white socks will kick us off. They're going from right to left, and we are underway. Declan Rice will be the kick-off, taking us all the way back to Jordan Pickford, who will straight away early on lump it long into the area. Goalkeeper Rangel punches it away. It's a good punch to Quiñones. Back to Gallardo. And he now goes long to Raúl Jiménez. Too much on it. And Manchester City man Aguirre will get that. Of course, big altitude. How's that going to play into it? I'm sure it will. The competitive history in Mexico City Stadium as well for Mexico. They've only ever lost 2 games in competitive history in Mexico City. The last time they did lose was in 2013 to Honduras. They beat them 2-1. The only other time was in 2001 to Costa Rica. That's how impressive they are in this competition and at the stadium. And we've got an early yellow card as well. Only not even 60 seconds into the game. Declan Rice going into the referee's book. I don't know if that's a start for things. It's a high boot. Catches Luis Romo. He goes for the header. Maybe the aggressive nature. Maybe because Rice does catch him possibly with a stud as he's going for it. I always think high boots are quite harsh on a personal level. That is an early yellow card, one of the earliest ones we've seen in this competition, of course. For me, not last night, the night before. Of course, it's early hours here in England. It's France-Paraguay, how the football counts in that. I think everyone was a bit perplexed by that. Romo is still down, so you're not missing anything. The game's never, of course, really got going, as it's been just over a minute of stoppage. I think he'll be okay. Of course, it's a head injury, so you've got to think that they'll stop this and take all the precautions necessary. The referee's making sure that Romo is okay. Of course, he will have to, I believe, leave the field as he has had treatment, but of course, that's not always been followed through by the officials during the summer's tournament. We are about to get back under Mexico with a free kick inside their own half. No, Romo is on the field. So Mexico have the ball at the back on the right hand side. Sanchez, Gallardo, one of the workmen of that front three. And here come Mexico. Mora into Jiménez. They're moving it quick and moving it fast here are Mexico. Jiménez with a strike outside the area. It's deflected away only as far as on the right hand side. Alvarado. Forced to go back to Sanchez, but there's a lot of green jerseys in that England half. Back to Alvarado. Takes it on his left and still has it dribbling on the right. Mora. Us teenage sensation, still a diminutive figure. Imagine it only grows. Imagine the technical abilities he has with a bit of a growth spurt. My word, that would be a scary potential right there. Still got it on the right hand side. Alvarado, so a 2-on-1 here. Ball rolls a few times, hits it past Nico O'Reilly. Gordon comes back as well as Elliot Anderson. And then clever defensive play there from Gordon. Just to shield the ball. Knows that Sanchez is almost going to fly in behind him. Wins the free kick. Takes the pressure off the Three Lions in that defensive phase. And that high press from Mexico just for a moment is paused. And whether England go long or England go short, they will have the ball back. That's the most important thing. I think they will go long, trying to bypass any press, if you will. Pickford goes long. Of course, you have Kane up there. Bellingham is a fielder who's blessed with a lot of physicality. Great header of the ball, poked out to Saka on the right hand side. Too much on it. The Gunners winger can't keep that one in play. Wake started, of course. Saka's been in and out with injury as well, so it's a reason for the right hand side. Of course, he's got Kwanzaa in behind him. That's the big talking point all tournament long, really, for England. Injuries with who's starting at right back and form of who should be here, who should be there. Spence is out. Still got a bit of a knock as well. Apparently, he picked up against Congo, so we'll have to see how that does play out. Mexico still have the ball inside their own penalty box from said throw-in. Skipper Montez. They're very stretching the field. The goalkeeper and the two centre-backs just on the edge of the penalty area. Lyra just sitting in front, and then that forward six, if you will, and include the full-backs, 8 are really high up the field. Mora skips away from Bellingham. Supposed to go back though into Lyra. Out to the left-hand side to Jesus Gallardo. One of the more experienced players in this side. Feels a good blend of experience and youth. Lyra dropping in between his two centre-backs, receives the ball to his skipper Montez. Nice pass there into Lyra. Mora, well intercepted by Gehi, read the game incredibly well there. Bellingham. It's 3 Mexican players there. Is he going to win the free kick? Yes, he is. Harry Kane then comes over to get the ball. A Mexican player trying to come away with it. And the referee is just going to have a word here. Kane's not happy because they wanted to take the free kick quickly, and the Mexican player had a hold of the ball and took a tumble with it as well. It was Lyra who had it. He's not happy with Kane. Kane's not happy with him. The referee is trying to just calm everything down. Talking about Bellingham. His shirt pulled by Lyra, so Lyra's the man fouling Bellingham there. And then he picks, as Kane's trying to poke the ball away, he does pick the ball up. I thought he was picking the ball up and looking at the referee at first, whereas he sees Kane coming over to try and quickly take the free kick, and he does pick it up. I think in other situations that could have been a yellow card for at least one of them, or probably Lyra more than Kane, but maybe later in the game could have been a situation where both get carded. I'm not 100% sure. Again, just trying to start it and stop the game. There's been no flow, so it's 6.5 minutes in. As I said, no real flow to the game. That'll be another foul that time on Gehi by Mora. Once again, just shielding the ball. It was a heavy touch from Gehi. He did well to get back, shield the ball on the foul. Knew exactly what he was doing. As I said, because of these fouls and stop-start nature, just haven't had a flow to the game yet. And I think, if I'm perfectly honest, England being the away side here, of course, a lot of, apart from Mexico, Canada and the USA, everyone has been away, but some teams, for example, Belgium hosting Senegal, that's not really a home game, is it? This is a home game for Mexico. I think the more stop and start it is, especially in the opening 30 minutes to even into half time, you'd have to say that suits the Three Lions more than Mexico. Matt Gehi at the back into Konza, seemingly the favoured centre-back duo for Tuchel. Real press on from Mexico, so England do pass it between their two centre-backs a handful of times. O'Reilly drops a shoulder, tries to get away from his man, pokes it through into Bellingham, and now England are going to drive forward here. Bellingham has got Gordon to his left. Will use the new Barcelona man. Takes it past his man as he won his side a corner there. I do believe he has. Good play by England down that left-hand side. Gordon actually wasn't the greatest of triples, but the greatest of play by the former Newcastle man now. But he does win his side. An early corner here, 8 minutes on the clock. Warm welcome if you are joining, if you're staying up, listening in, wherever you are, unofficial, independent, off-tube studio commentary of all the action from Mexico City, a packed-out stadium. Round of 16 continues to flow. Mexico 0, England 0. Will be a corner for the Three Lions. You can imagine if the quality that the two Arsenal men in Rice and Saka have, this will be from the near side from broadcast, so an in-swinger for Rice. They expect Rice to take him on the one side and Saka on the other. Well, as I say that, Rice plays it short too. Saka swings it into the back post. No one's there. Gallardo will let it trickle out for a throw-in, actually, on the left-hand side. Went all the way through the box. And I think, if anything, he's actually going to slow it down and Mexico get a bit of the ball. Back to Vasquez. Hooks it long. Nice first touch there from Anderson. And Jiménez doing the pressing, but he's there to follow him up, so it's too easy. And Gehi comes away with the ball. Anderson. Out to Saka on the right-hand side. Forced to go back after a good press from Mexico. Konza. Gehi. At the moment, I'm saying that the central defender's names a lot. Very patient from England. Rice dropping deep. Trying to maybe form an Arsenal duo act on the England right-hand side with Saka. O'Reilly just trickles into the Mexican half. Gordon. So Bellingham in front of him, cuts further inside. Bellingham, of course, is 4-3-3. He's given the licence to be that more roaming attacking midfielder. Anderson the sitter, Rice to join in the attacks. Kwanzaa is taken down there by Quiñones, but referee says play advantage. England still have the ball. Two corner on the left hand side, pokes it down the line for Bellingham. Good defensive play there from Lyron. He is looking for the foul. He's gone down a few times. I'm sure that was last off of Lyron. Should be an England throw-in. Lyron's not happy. I'm just waiting on full. Yes, England have been given the throw-in. Lyron went down on his own accord. He was trying to dig his heels to clip Bellingham. Good decision from the linesman and the referee to not give a free kick. Throw-in, well, he's poor, so they might as well give Mexico the throw-in. O'Reilly on the left-hand side trying to find Gordon. That didn't work at all. We'll go out for a goal kick for Mexico. 10 minutes, approaching 11 minutes on the clock. Imagine it's hearing it pre-game. Mexico City Stadium absolutely bouncing. They're out from the back, they're dangerous, but Rangel finds a nice ball into Lyra. It's being hounded down by Rice. We've got to be careful on that early yellow card, of course. Mora out to the left-hand side. This is much better from Mexico. To Quiñones. Switch to play to the right-hand side. That's a poor pass. Plays it into the feet of O'Reilly. That's a heavy pass into Gordon. Results in a heavy touch and a good tackle from Sanchez to come away with the ball, and Mexico have it once again. So England to do the defending, setting up almost that 4-4-2-esque mid-block, if you will. Mexico, Jiménez, Quiñones, heavy touch. He trying to track and follow him at any kind of outcome, but Mexico forced back after a good press from England. For a ball over the top too much on it, into the thankful hands of Jordan Henderson. Balls it out quickly, does Pickford into the feet off Cons when he hits it straight back. Two between the keeper. Pickford, of course, maybe someone of he knows he'll be wanting to do better off that goal scored by Congo in the round of 32. I don't think he was too much at fault, but I know a goalkeeper of his standard, the toffee shot stopper, that he'll want to do better than that. I think sometimes early on as a goalkeeper you do. That wasn't a save, if you will, but a cross into the box. You claim it, you feel a bit more confident, don't you? Getting your hands on the ball, if you will. O'Reilly on the left-hand side. Mexico giving England no space at all as soon as they're about to basically pass the halfway line. He looks for a ball over the top for Saka. He'll get there first touch. It's a touch that he's reaching for it. He almost just pokes it into the path of the goalkeeper. Nice pass from Gehi. Just Saka always stretching for it. It's one of them where I think if you're being really critical, it could have been a better touch, but he's stretching for it. So I don't want to say that. As Mexico now with the ball, they look for a long switching play from right to left. Gallardo will get there. Great play from him. Then Saka pokes it off the Mexican fullback. He's upset. He wants a corner. Looked like it was just great defensive play from Bukayo Saka originally. Watching it. Pokes off of him. Then off the left leg of Saka. No, I apologise. That should be a corner kick for the hosts. Well, it has been given as a goal kick for England. Conza to take it. That's become a bit of a theme at this tournament. Well, the centre-back's take it. Well, he rolls it to Pickford, who goes long to the right-hand side. Saka tries to nod it down. Conza's up there in an attacking position as well. Rice covering him at full-back. There's one on the left-hand side for Mexico, and they will go back and cycle that possession. Montez to Mora. He's been hounded down. Gordon nearly on the blind side of the young midfielder getting in there. That's why he's probably a candidate to start over a Rashford. Both, of course, incredible players, but in terms of off the ball, you say Gordon brings a lot more intensity and more pressing, more work rate than the Barcelona loanee. Lovely ball from left to right, looking for Sanchez. Alvarado, first touch, will swing a ball into the box. Header in, well saved by Pickford. It was low from Raúl Jiménez. Pickford had to get down there. Alvarado, is a lovely ball to get over the head of Gehi, and that was creeping in the bottom corner from the new Wolves man. Pickford had to get there, forces a corner. for Mexico. First big chance of the game coming on the 15th minute mark. As I said, Pickford had to get down to that. That was 1-0 to Mexico. Of course, seeing the stat coming in, Jiménez scoring against Pickford. Nearly added to his title there. Corner comes in. Alvarado swings one into the front post. It's gone behind. Was that last off of Bellingham or the Mexico forward? Not quite sure. It was a few places from post. It did come off of Bellingham. So back-to-back corners for Mexico. It will be an in-swinger from Alvarado once again. Pitches linger on Jiménez. Alvarado swings it into the front post once again. Nodded away by England. Only as far, of course, as Mexico will keep possession. Lyra's forced to go back. They'll go back to his goalkeeper, Raúl Orangel. He looks for options, of course, as did with Jiménez. Scored the most goals against Pickford in his career in England. Want to add to that tally. Mexico still with the ball just inside their own half. Just over 16 minutes into this round of 16 clash in Mexico City. Mexico 0, England 0. But we did just have our biggest chance in the opening stages. Now ball over top, Gallardo. He's chasing. He'll do well to keep it in. When he keeps it in to stop it going out from a goal kick, he has to stop it going out though for a throw-in. There is shouts and hints of an offside, possibly. Did look like he was. Would have been very close. The linesman's flag has stayed down, so yeah, England will get the ball. But it won't be what they wanted with a free kick. One's just going to take that long-esque throw-in almost inside his own corner flag. Doesn't really work out as Jiménez wins the header in the battle. Kwanzaa goes down wanting the free kick. Then Saka's bundled down by Gallardo. If England can take the free kick, the referees would have a word with Kwanzaa. I think it's quite lucky because Kwanzaa goes down and touches the ball as well. So Mexico are looking for a handball. Not to get a free kick there. That foul by definitely the foul on Saka. Watching that cross and header back though from Alvarado into Jiménez. What an opening goal that would have been. It takes a bounce just as Pickford's diving down. Takes that bounce, so it's even more awkward for the England number one. Mexico so close to taking an early lead. For the time being, stays goalless, and John Pickford in the good books of England fans once again. Anderson on the right hand side, puts it out to the right, wins a throw in actually, into Declan Rice. Just over 18 minutes in, and England get to really even test, I'd say, the back four of Mexico. Nevertheless, the goalkeeper. Big tackle coming in there, winning the ball though, Anderson. He then tries to win it but loses out. Mexico move it so quickly through the thirds whenever they can. And they do slow it down now though, but they do get that chance. So we'll swing it out and look for opportunities. Quiñones, Mora, looking for options. 1-2, back to Mora, edge of the area, goes for a strike, nearly falls kindly for Quiñones on a deflected effort. Saka, pass it. Poor pass into Kane, putting his striker under a lot of pressure. Then booed the way Bellingham goes down. He wants a foul. I think he's going to get it as well. The referee's sprinting over to Montes. He's not happy about something. Don't know if it's the hand motion that Montes was saying. Montes is the skipper. I mean, Montes has his arm all over Bellingham, and as he pulls him down, it's one of them where it's a little bit soft possibly, but if you've got your arm wrapped around a player and they go down, I don't think you can have too much of complaints. Don't have your arm wrapped around the running midfielder. England do have the ball with Pickford. Well, he's about halfway into his own half at the moment, waiting for a Mexican player to press him down. Well, then that could be very dangerous if Mexico got a press correctly. Kwanzaa into Rice, who goes straight back to Pickford. Gahey swings it wide for Gordon on the left-hand side. He's going to take it down the line. He likes his chances against Sanchez here. It's past him as well. Ball into the box. Deflected away and out for a corner. That's the pace of Anthony Gordon. That's the directness of the England winger right there. Decent ball back in. I'm not sure if he would have got to anyone. Look, unfortunately for Lyra as well, it came off his right leg and then bobbled up on his right arm. If his leg doesn't take that deflection, it could have been a handball, of course, but deflects off one part of the body before the other. Will be a second corner of the game for England. Maybe it's the fourth as a total. Got some tall players in the squad. Aguirre, Konza, O'Reilly. Kane, of course, will be the man. So will Bellingham to step up. This time Rice looks like he will swing this in and take it short. It's a decent ball in. Heads go up, but it's cleared away. It's a good header as well to put it out for a throw-in. I believe England will keep the defenders up, will they? No, they won't. At least Aguirre's making his way back. O'Reilly. He's got a few options. Again, poor throw-in. That's the second time now O'Reilly's on the left-hand side. A simple throw-in. And has got it all so wrong. Really disappointing. Tuchel can't... He's perplexed. He can't believe they've got something that he put two up there, going 2 times now. How can you get it so wrong 2 times? A simple throw-in. Really disappointing there. I know it's throw-in, maybe quarterback would be rather that situation. That's really poor. From that goal kick, Mexico lose it in the middle. Bellingham wins it off of Lyra. That's great play from the Mexican midfielder to come away with the ball, swivels and turns and keeps a hold of it, keeps possession, and it's Mexico taking over. Alvarado on the right into Mora centrally. Lyra and then back to Vasquez. And he's got a bit of room here as Vasquez to drive forward. Quiñones being hounded down. It's got a great pass into the middle. Elliot Anderson wins it. I think the referee's going to pause for play here because it came off of him. And I do believe he's going to call for the hydration break at the same time. I do believe. Let's wait for full confirmation by the broadcasters. And by the players, well, looking back to live pitch, by the players making their way to the dugout, I can imagine, yes, it is a hydration break for both these sides. Just about 23 minutes on the clock in this round of 16 clash. Warm welcome if you are joining. For the next 3 minutes, you won't be missing anything. It is the ever-loved hydration break here in Mexico City. It is goalless so far. Mexico 0, England 0. Biggest chance coming just after the 15th minute marker. We played down the right from Alvarado. Sanchez overlapping him as well. And the ball into Raúl Jiménez. Lovely diving header from the Mexican number 9. It was a lower header as well. Took a good bounce off the surface. It picked up a lot of power and pace, it has to be said. Great save by Pickford. Low down to his front post. What you'd expect, but great reactions from the shot stopper. Bar that, we've not had much in the opening first quarter, if that's what you'd like to go by it, between these two sides. It is Mexico 0, England 0. Almost round of 16 action. We've already had a couple of winners in the round of 16, and as the tournament progresses this summer, we've got a couple of matchups for the quarter-final already confirmed. This will be the second confirmation of a team, of course. A big win for Norway in New York, New Jersey. These are all eyes for England and Mexico coming into this game. Would have been on Norway these last few hours, I should say. And for Mexico now, they're sitting back, enjoying the high life in New York. They are awaiting winners of this game. Of course, actually played Saturday evening, English time, 10 PM. So a late one, if you will. Well, not an early one with the time difference from England to the USA and Mexico and Canada. So be a late one, 25 minutes on the clock. What a packed out stadium it is here in Mexico. We've seen some fantastic stadiums in Mexico. Monterrey and Guadalajara, those as well as the Mexico City Stadium. It would be maybe my free favourite. They've been sights to behold. So the hydration break was just about to get underway once again. Javier Aguirre having a few words with Jude Bellingham there. Don't exactly know what award over. A few smiles. I can imagine maybe there's not if one team goes ahead. But we are back underway after that short intervention, if you will. Unofficial independent off-tube studio commentary. Here coming the ball switch from right to left. Anthony Gordon does also well to keep it in play, and he's still going. Edge of the area, strike comes in, saved by the goalkeeper Raúl Rangel. Gordon though, that was all him. Touch inside and then touch past Sanchez. Cuts back inside. Kane was there, but I think the pass is hard to slot it into him through the legs of Montes, trying to block and get in the way. Nothing really coming for it now. Long ball forward for Mexico. Is that going to be a foul? By Jiménez on Konza it is. If anything, that was maybe just coming together and a clash of legs, but the referee didn't care about that, giving the good at the attempt so far. It's the first attempt for England and the first on target as well. 3 for Mexico, 1 on target. England 1 shot, 1 on a target. O'Reilly plays it down the line looking for Gordon. He's turning as he takes it, so fortunately loses out there with the ball. Mexico looking for options. Alvarado, ball forward for Jiménez, well won in the middle by Anderson there. He's got a couple of Mexican players on him. Referee says no foul. The Manchester City man wanted one. That's great play from Quiñones to come into the middle and win the ball for his team. So I'm sure if he plays well or plays badly, the questions will still, and the spotlight be on a Gerald Quiñones. Kane dropping deep here on the ball to win it. To the right side too, Quiñones means he can just get back into his position. Forward area, Bellingham. See it taken down there. The referee says no. Poor pass in the middle, and England tried to win it back straight away with a counter press. Past Gordon though into Sanchez, and now with Mora that come forward. Hunting his man down there is Declan Rice. Press past him though. Bellingham will do well to come back and win it though. Big tackles coming in, and the game's getting really into a flow now. Great tackle from Sanchez. Space is being left by England here on the left-hand side, down the right. Ball was in for Sanchez. He looked to his right. As soon as he looked to his left and made a run, the ball was played by Mora, and there was a little bit too much. I don't think he gets there, Sanchez, even if the ball is better. Too easy there for England, but in the middle it is getting tackles are going in. No, nothing reckless, but tackles going in, foot's being left in. From the goal kick, England trying to play out here. Anderson on the left hand side to Bellingham. Is he taking a bit of a knock there? He's still down. He's just going to not play for a moment. Lyra's the one who's under the referee's skin quite clearly here. Bellingham is back up to his feet, just watching the Bellingham foul back. I think the painful thing is that Sanchez actually doesn't go with his knees, but he tackles in, and as his knees are going down for the tackle, it's just in the on knees, so that might be very painful for Bellingham. A bit inconspicuous kind of injury, but definitely an injury to keep an eye on, possibly just that knee on knee. It's very awkward. Mexico are back in possession. The two centre-backs, very similar to what England were doing earlier on, of back, forth, no you have it, no you have it. Between the two centre-backs, Lyra will now look to spread the play to the left to Gallardo. Loses out then Saka. Ball played to him, he tries to take a touch in the air, and as he comes down loses his footing anyway, so last off of him, and Mexico have the ball back. No one really in control of the game so far, just had spurts and moments, as we probably would say. Best chance I've already spoke about, that was about 15 minutes ago. Also from Raúl Jiménez. Left-hand side here, opportunity, ball into the box for Mexico. Cleared away on as far as the edge of the area. Anderson will clear it away to Rice. Although he tries his damnedest. He's not going to keep that one in play, and the throw-in is taken quickly. Anderson, great play to win the ball back, but Quiñones so tough and strong that he loses it and wins it back instantly. Romo, after the first few touches there. Alvarado. Back to the two centre-backs. They do move it smoothly, especially when they get in the middle. And they put those quick passes together, it has to be said. Very menacing. Montes at the back, of course. First time that Mexico have co-hosted this competition. For the first time since '86, we're on the verge of the quarter-finals. This happened as well when they were the hosts, so maybe a bit of history replaying here. Of course, as I spoke about Mexico City Stadium, the record as Mexico come forward. Strike comes in from Romo outside the area. Strike goes well wide from the Mexican number 7. As they're speaking about the Mexican City Stadium, and 60 years ago now, in 1966, since then Mexico have 170 drawn 17, sorry. They've only lost 2, as I spoke about earlier, so Mexico very much at home in their home stadium, especially in this summer's tournament. Good tackle by Gordon. Anderson. Be a bit of keep hold here. Back to O'Reilly. Anderson back to O'Reilly. Very slow here from England, especially as well. And I can imagine with the temperature, I'm not having a go at the not pressing because the temperature's high, but you can't keep up a high press for this long as you could in a colder climates. It's not wrong with changing your tactic up and saying, right, this is what I'm working with. And still knocking it around at the back, and really making any dents into his Mexican defence. Konza to Kwanzaa. Saka looks to put it through his defender's legs. That's not going to work. Now down the left-hand side, Quiñones. Still in. Can't really get a. Can't lay a glove on them, can the Three Lions? Calm, cool and composed on the ball. Oh, a lovely turn of foot there down the right-hand side. That's Sanchez. Big tackle coming from Nico O'Reilly. Win the ball there, the left back. But again, Mexico, especially that midfield three, Lyra, Romo, and into the motto, they're just not so confident on the ball. They want to get on the ball, they want to knock it around. Got no fear about it at all. Especially with more of that youthful exuberance, I can see a little bit more. Montes. Sanchez down the right-hand side to Alvarado. Pulls it back to Montes. And still going. Ball swung into the back sticks. Too much on it. Gordon lets it roll out. Yes, he does. So throwing on the left-hand side. What's the wrong corner flag for England, as we're just about 10 minutes away from the 45 minutes being finished. As you know, well, that'll just be put on to extra time, so we've probably got more like 10 plus minutes at the minimum. But 34 minutes on the clock. Mexico 0, England 0. Who's bound to face Norway in the next round? Could it be in Mexico? Could it be Lions? Have to wait and see. Lyra dropping deep. Swing it to the left-hand side. Quiñones. An opportunity to shoot, pulls it back into Jiménez. Look at the ball, Mexico. They keep ticking over very nicely, has to be said. Sanchez down the right-hand side. Still on the right with Alvarado. Just need to help out there and try to double up, if you will. Nothing much of the ball in the last few moments. Ball over the top, looking for Jiménez. Going to get there first. Pickford well read by the England number 1. Had to be. Still would have been rather awkward for Jiménez. Can't take that away, but it was a lovely ball and a lovely run. Now England are going to come forward with a bit of space. Right hand side, Saka. Got a few options in the box. Takes it down the byline, puts one into the box. Opportunity! And England take the lead. Jude Bellingham, the man. Harry Kane was in there, but Jude Bellingham gets on the score sheet. Bukayo Saka down that right hand side, dinks one into the box. All the focus on Harry Kane, but it's Jude Bellingham who nods one home. Those England fans in Mexico City, they're the one bouncing right now. It all came from that long ball that Pickford picked up, and it was a quick thinking, quick idea, just bowled it out to Declan Rice. And down his right hand side, Mexico were exposed for the moment. Just plays it quickly out to Saka, and many times we've seen cut inside on his left foot, and the fullback daring to go down the byline. That's where the space was. Lovely quick feet from Saka, a few step overs, and just dinks one into the box. Kane gets in behind. Bellingham gets away from his marker. I couldn't tell you who his marker was supposed to be, but the two centre-backs are just honed in, focused in on Harry Kane. Bellingham in behind. Sanchez does his best, I think, to keep up with Bellingham. And a diving header from England's number 10, Jude Bellingham. 38 minutes into this game. It is Mexico 0, England 1. Mexico back to taste their third defeat at this stadium competitively. Well, they've lost the ball again. Gordon flying forward into Bellingham. He rolls it into Harry Kane. An awkward angle, plays it back across the race of goal. And Bellingham at the brace. 2 goals in 2 minutes for Jude Bellingham and England. And in 2 minutes has this game gotten away from Mexico. Harry Kane played in by Bellingham, maybe a little bit wide. I'm thinking, is he going to go for a strike at goal? No, he plays it back across the face of goal. And it's Jude Bellingham on the score sheet once again. The Mexicans, they're absolutely distraught. The team are distraught. And England have come to play from kick-off. It's the pace, the power and pressing of Anderson who wins it. Gordon lays it off for Harry Kane. Plays it back across the face of goal. Anderson would have been offside. Well, he's never even involved because he's at the back sticks. He's put in a great position. And Bellingham is there. Lyra tries to block it. He can't. Jude Bellingham is there. Bellingham brace puts England 2-0 up. And in the blink of an eye, Thomas Tuchel runs away in celebration. The whole point of what everyone did say with the altitude of Mexico City, this and that travel, the home support that said, can England last the first half an hour? Well, they've done that and more. If yes, they survived the first half an hour, could you get into half time, maybe 0-0 and build upon that? They're going to take a lead in, you'd like to think. Mexico now looking to respond and come back, though. They come down the left hand side. Jiménez throws it back to Gallardo. Lyra, well, now this has completely changed the dynamics of the game. 1-0. He's completely different as well. But now, I think England might be looking for a third as well. How do Mexico respond? I think it's so important, isn't it, that they don't concede a third before half time. I know how maybe silly that sounds, but it's so important, isn't it? Got a free kick though, about halfway into the England half. If they were to get a response and they were to get a goal, that would be something different. Ball comes into the box, it's nodded away. Bellingham will pick it up just outside his own penalty area. He does well. He's a man on fire. He's a man on a hat-trick, let's remember as well. Great play. Into Anderson. Left-hand side, Gordon. Can't keep it in play. Good defensive play from Mexico. 5 minutes away from half-time. Well, if you're joining us, the last 5 minutes, you've missed a corker. 2 goals in 2 minutes, basically, from Jude Bellingham. Means that it's Mexico 0, England 2. Mexicans had that big chance with Raúl Jiménez early on in the game. Left-hand side, Gallardo fakes it once, and he swings it in, deflected off of Saka. It will be kept in play, excuse me. And Saka clips the heels of Gallardo. Saka's not happy, and Saka says that's a diver effort. I thought it was a clip of the heels. Well, this is an even better opportunity for a free kick. It's just outside the penalty. Well, maybe a bit further than I originally thought. It's wide on the left-hand side. It's a really good chance to just swing one in here, get the bodies in the box. Of course, you'll have to be a tad careful of a counter-attack because at 2-0, yes, you're down, you're not out. At 3-0, maybe you are down. And I've seen a lot of crazy things happen this tournament. Ball is swung, it's a great delivery, it's in the box, and they get their goal! Quiñones with the half volley, and 3 goals inside 6 minutes, and Mexico City is back alive. It is Mexico 1, England 2. Lovely ball into the box. They just couldn't clear their lines, could England. The man who scored that stunner against Ecuador has given the Mexicans hope. As I said, you could probably hear a pin drop in the Mexico City Stadium when Bellingham bagged his second. And now, Quiñones, who's had a fantastic tournament, gets another ball into the box. I'm sure everything will be checked for offside, onside. Everyone looks to be onside. Just takes a deflection maybe off of Montes. Looks like, no, it's Konza who tries to clear it away. And it falls on the volley. I've said half volley. It's on the volley. It's a sweet strike from Quiñones. He has to get that one right. Flies into the back of the net. Nothing that Jordan Pickford can do about that one. And now we have a game on once again. Ball down the left-hand side quickly. Quiñones, that should be a throw-in. They want a corner. I think that's gone out of play first, but 4 goals in 5 appearances during this tournament for Julián Quiñones. He's the main man for his side. All those goals in quick succession for Bellingham, and now England have to respond. Kwanzaa has a throw-in. Deep inside his own half, he looks to play it along Bellingham on the end of it. Doesn't win it though. Mora picks up the slack, ball in behind for Sanchez down the right hand side. Great defending from O'Reilly. He'll come away with it, and he will shoulder it out of play as well. Fantastic defensive display there from Nico O'Reilly. Well, the first half we've had here in Mexico City. The opening half an hour was intense. I have to say though, in the opening 35 minutes, the only piece of attacking quality was from Raúl Jiménez with his headed effort, saved well by Jordan Pickford, no doubt about it. But then what from the Bellingham's 36-minute strike from the kickoff, England basically won the ball quickly, went up and scored a second, and then from that free kick, Konza's clearance just wasn't good enough. Now England still lead, but Mexico, you just feel that's that response are wanted, and of course they will push in these last few minutes of the first half to go into half-time, maybe even level, who knows, but I was like, right, we've got that goal, we can maybe get into half-time and go from there. They just don't want to concede another before half-time. Ball's won well in the middle of by Mora into Quiñones. Here come Mexico. Right-hand side, Alvarado dinks one into the back, sticks, it's headed away. Can it be cleared away? Yes, it can by Konza. I say headed away, I should have really just said headed back up into the air. Konza then just stabs and clears one out of play. Rice is there, the last line of defence. Mexico, I said back going into half-time, 1 down. Into half-time, level pegging. Gallardo, left-hand side, swings the ball into the box. Jiménez goes up, Anderson slices it clear to Alvarado on the right-hand side. Looks to go past Anderson. Does well actually to flick it off the man bound for the blue side of Manchester. We played 45 minutes, 5 minutes of stoppage time. Throwing is quickly taken by Alvarado, cleared away though, following a heavy touch from Mora by O'Reilly. Into the box, it's held down. Jiménez strikes just wide of the mark. Just got over it and dragged it wide a little bit. Yeah, just doesn't get the strike he wants. Pickford was scrambling and stretching. He wouldn't have got on the end of it. That's on target. Watching it back. Jiménez getting that big headed opportunity. That's not an easy strike at all. I'm sure though someone of his standard will think I could have maybe done better there. Ball forward. Harry Kane nods it on. Saka will just keeping the play. Oh no, he won't. Referee Gleisman on the side says no, so a goal kick for Mexico. For England, it's important they now make it in. I think leading 2-1 because Mexico look good coming forward. Actually, it's a lovely delivery. Cons is just trying to clear it, doesn't get it right. It's just off of his heel almost, if you will. Quiñones still. So now it's right on the penalty spot and it falls for him. Lovely height to volley in the back of the net. Maybe if I was to describe a similar kind of strike, I would say the one that Harry Kane put on the bar against Ghana in the last few minutes of the second group stage game. You've got to hit that right, because if you are leaning back, if you slice it, you've got to hit it so precise, so well. If not, it's flying over the bar. And the Mexican winger does so well to pick that ball out of the sky and put it in the back of the net, it has to be said. Maybe a pause in play. I think Mexico want to throw him, but kind of Saka stayed down. Gallardo goes for the ball and doesn't win the ball. He just kind of takes a bit of a kick at Kimberley trying to go off the ball, kick at the heels Saka. Mexico though still coming forward from that throwing quickly. Alvarado swings a lovely ball in. Header saved by Pickford. Another diving effort from Pickford to keep his side in this. Another header on target by Raúl Jiménez. That time a different one. Great header, maybe not in the top corner, but he gets underneath it in all the best ways. It's flying in the back of the net. Great save once again by Jordan Pickford. Almost got took out by the post as well. He nearly took a whack off of that. Will result though in a corner for Mexico, so the attack is still on. The attack is still alive. 3 minutes of the 5 of stoppage time played, so Mexico still have more than enough chance to go into half-time level. Outswinger comes in. Jiménez into the back post. Montes puts it over. Was there a hint of offside? Possibly. I'm not sure. That might spare his blushes, or as big even Bellingham got a block onto it. No, Montes is onside. He takes a touch. Oh, is it Bellingham who clears it? No, my apologies. It's Bellingham who clears it. Montes denied an opportunity. I thought he got right underneath it, cleared it away. It will be another corner for Mexico. So Jude Bellingham putting 2 in at the other end to give England a 2-0 lead. Last-ditch defending from Bellingham there. But it will be a corner on the other side. In-swinger coming in. Ended away. Mexico, will they keep the ball in play? It will be their throw-in regardless. Last minute of stoppage time. What a last 15 minutes we've had here in the Mexico City Stadium. It's Mexico 1, England 2. Talk about drama, talk about goals and saves and opportunities. Mexico take it short. If I'm them, I don't want to hear that half-time whistle. I want to keep going and pushing and looking for that equaliser. Ronaldo down the right-hand side. Sanchez. To Mora, now down the left-hand side to Vasquez. Ronaldo. Quiñones. Well defended there by Kwanzaa. Into Roma, but with Fosco back, Quiñones was making a great run on the blind side. Mexico might just see possession out for another few seconds, and the referee might blow for half-time with seconds away from the 5 minutes being done. Mexico got one more chance about them. Quiñones into the back sticks. It's kept alive in the penalty box. I thought that was going out of play. Gordon's the one who gets back with his man. Does he win a free kick near the corner flag? Yes, he does, just to alleviate that pressure. And I do believe the referee has blown for half-time. The free kick was given, I do believe, but half-time has been blown here in Mexico City. Well, first half an hour, you just felt that tension, that scrappiness. Just after half an hour, though, a Bellingham brace, 2 goals in 2 minutes, put England comfortably 2 to the good. And then after a free kick and a poor clearance from DR Congo was met on a sweet volley by Julián Quiñones. It is at half-time, Mexico 1, England 2. Join us shortly for second half coverage.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.